Hello, hello, hello. Please let me know when you're on if you can see and hear okay. Whilst I drum up some more interest. Hope everybody's had a great week. I know I certainly have. Not on Instagram today because I didn't feel like setting up my phone. Send out the notification. Adam says, hello, Chris. How are you, man? Doing good, Adam. Thanks for joining. Expert Web Design says, hey. Hey, Expert Web Design. Hey, Expert Web Design. If you'll bear with me for one more minute here, we're getting going. If I seem a little groggy, it's because I just woke up from a nap. I'm not going to lie. Hopefully that doesn't get me a bad review on freelancer.com. That's a little inside joke. But how's everybody doing today? Productive week, bad week, slow week, good week, looking forward to the weekend. What's cracking? Simo says, hey, Chris. James says, yo, yo, yo. What's up, gentlemen? Hope you're living large. Anybody remember that movie from the early 90s? James says, so, ups and downs. Well, at least there's some ups mixed in there, you know? If it was all downs, that would be bad. Simo says, not too bad. James says, thumbs. I'm not sure about that. Chris, good to see you. Doing great stuff here. New clients, new products being created. Good stuff. Productivity. That's what we like to hear. I clicked thumbs up. Oh, well, good, good. If Wassless was here, he would yell at you to do that. So Craig says, hey, Chris, just finished the rerun from Academy. Good stuff. Good, good. It was a good webinar yesterday. For those of you that are in Academy, for those of you that are not, you can check out learnhowtorank.com to see what we're talking about. I think after today, we're probably going to take a break on the live streams until Tuesday because it's a holiday weekend in the States and attendance will likely be in the pooper. Bet you didn't think you were going to hear pooper today, did you? I really dislike holidays. Most holidays. All right, I got 4 more places to share this, and then you will have my undivided attention. All 6 of you that are on right now. These really seem to be fizzling out on Facebook lately. I'm wondering if it's just been too much. Maybe in June we'll reduce the frequency a little bit. We'll see how it goes. James says, me too. Not sure you two what, but All right, one more beer. That's another dated reference for you. Holidays? Oh, yeah. I don't know. I like my life, and like holidays always disrupt that, you know? So maybe I'm just being an old codger, but I would rather we just keep doing the things that we do regularly. David says, hi, Chris. Hey, David, always a pleasure. Glad you could make it. JLC Marketing says, I use my phone to watch, and Facebook just doesn't good without the Facebook app. I refuse to download. Yeah, I can see that. Simo says, why would someone hate holidays? Holidays are great. Well, I don't like it because everybody acts differently and things are closed. And I mean, I guess that's normal right now, but things are closed and I don't know. I just don't like them. I like routine, and holidays disrupt that. It also tends to suck for business too, because people take the day off and things like that. And I like my businesses. Rich says, howdy. Thank God it's Friday. Yes, sir. Thanks for joining us, Rich. James says business for him. Yeah, I mean, that's really my big thing, but it's kind of the same thing. Like I like my businesses are the biggest part of my life, and I like my businesses and I like my life, and holidays really disrupt that. So, but you know, I get that it's good for people that need the time off and things like that. So put my phone on silent so we don't get interrupted. Yeah. So what's going on, guys? What can we get into today? We can look at we can wait a bit before we look at what people said were the big myths, or we can do that right away. I don't watch on Facebook anymore as the comments are public. And when friends are paying me for SEO, then see me ask basic SEO questions. It's not good. That's a good point. David asks, how many hours a week do you work? Well, I mean, it's arbitrary. Ultimately, I'm always working, but as far as what you probably mean, I start around 7 a.m. and I go till between 5 and 7 most days. And then I do a little bit more after that from like 9 to 10 usually. So we'll call it about 12 hours a day. And then that's on Monday through Saturday. And then on Sunday, I try to just put in 2 or 3 hours. So what's that? 12 times 6. Alexa, what's 12 times 6?
12 times 6 is 72.
72. So let's say 75 hours a week. Jim said he's here for the sesame chicken. See, I'm more of a Kung Pao chicken guy myself, or the peanut chicken is really good. Expert Web Design says, I have a client, a roofer, that already ranks well on Google Maps in his town. Would like to rank him in the next town over. Also, would I be best to add another location to his existing Google business? Yeah, that's probably what you're going to have to do. If he doesn't have a if he doesn't have a location there, you're going to have to get clever. But yeah, minus the nap. Yeah, today I don't know what it was, but this afternoon just hit me like a ton of bricks, and I was out. Using another number, then build out his website to include content related to that new town and build new citations for that location. Also, would he use the exact same name for the new location? You could do like, business name South, or if suppose that he had like a New York and a Los Angeles location. I'm sure that's not what it is, but you could be like business name Los Angeles or something like that. But for the most part, yeah. Why do you need money, or you just love what you do so much? Of course I don't need money. I mean, everybody works for money, but yeah, I mean, that's what it takes to be a successful business, and I enjoy what I do. So yeah. And I think you're looking at something. Let me talk about that real quick. The way that you say that you equate putting in more hours with making more money, it's not necessarily the case. I'm not really trading my time for money so much. I'm just doing the things that need to be done. I don't make more if I only did 8 hours a day, I wouldn't make much more, if any more, than with what I do now. If I only put in 6, I could probably take a week off and it wouldn't affect revenue at all. So I guess it's more the second thing. Expert Web Design says, cheers, great show. I think the best practice is add the city name after. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. Definitely don't do the keyword stuff, though. Like, definitely you don't put in, Los Angeles Moving Company where that's not the name of the company, because you'll get suspended. You also get a ranking boost, but it will get, at minimum, it'll eventually they'll just change it. Or if you have, if you're public, and there'll be dickheads that, part of my language, that will report it on you too, because that's happened to me before when I was doing tests, because white hat purity ponies just can't stand things like that. Over here. All right, guys, I think we will wait another couple minutes and then we'll see what people thought were the top SEO myths, and then we'll go from there. Victor says, hey, Chris, love the program. Well, thank you, Victor. I appreciate that. I enjoy it as well. Sorry, just a little short-handed today, so I'm having to answer a couple of other questions, but that's all right. I do apologize, though. I don't mean to be rude. I think starting in June, we're going to cut down the frequency of the live streams to 2 or 3 times a week. So, because I feel like it's just kind of running its course a little bit. And originally we started these to help people get through quarantine, and quarantine is starting to end in some places. So we'll see. Stephen says, SEO myth, Bigfoot is real. Or is it? I don't know. Victor says, how risky is it to migrate Wix over to WordPress? Would it affect SEO ranking? As long as you kept the same content and the same URL structure, you'll be fine. Eventually, there may be a temporary dip, but as long as you keep the URL structure and the content the same, and like the HTML the same, what I mean by that is, H1s are still H1s and so on. It should stay the same. Alan says, what do you suggest to eliminate robofills out in contact 7 forms? What I'm finding is we're getting an increase in erroneous appointments through our website. Is it a CAPTCHA code plugin? Do you have a suggestion? Yeah, what's the big one? Is it reCAPTCHA? I would just start with that. And if that doesn't work for you, then try a different one. But I would just do a CAPTCHA plugin. I mean, ultimately, you're still going to get a lot of that because people suck. But a CAPTCHA plugin will really lower that down. This video will be on your channel later. Yep, it'll be on Facebook and on my YouTube channel. I mean, it is right now, and it'll stay there. So if you got to dip out, then that's perfectly fine. You'll still be able to watch later on. PJ, hey, what's up, PJ? PJ says, hold up, Chris. Wondering if you've used SaaS before to find local GMB businesses to help Mapify 360, Stomper, or have you found leads manually? Thanks in advance. I have, I bought Mapify 360 and I never even opened it. And I don't even remember how to get to it now. But no, I've never done that. I've always done it manually, when I would do that. But I mean, I used to use Scope Leads to get leads, but they didn't really do GMB. So yeah, when I've used the GMB method that I show on his channel, and I don't remember what video, I always did that manually. It's not necessarily the best way to do it, but that's what I did. Expert Web Design says, what's a good link structure for a roofing website with 2 locations and possibly more in the future? Going after 5 service keywords in each area. Good link structure. I'm not sure what you mean by a link structure. I was thinking of making a page for each keyword, excuse me, then another page for each keyword plus location, linking back to the page without the location. So I think you're going to want to do, and I'm not 100% following you, but I think what you're going to want to do is location page, a service page, and then the location kind of links to the list, the location index links to the individual ones, and then the service page links over to the location page. I could draw it out a little better, but that's kind of what I think you're going to want to do. If that's what you're asking, I'm not 100% following. What you're saying here sounds like you would end up cannibalizing yourself, though. But again, I'm not 100% visualizing what you're saying. Victor says, which service for link boosting is the best for DA boosting? I don't know. I don't specifically try to increase DA or AR or PBS or MTV or any of the third-party stats. I always just try to boost Google ranking. So I don't really know. Not to ask for secrets, can PM you if you want, but do you use scripting software for local map citations? No, we do everything manually. We have an in-house team. Expert Web Design says, thanks, that's what I'm asking. Cheers. Perfect. I'll get you a diagram, and we have one in Academy, but that you can find at learnhowtorank.com. But that's kind of the main thing. I'll try to find that diagram for you, though. Rich says, is it better to have a YouTube privately hosted video for SEO on a web page? I'd just do YouTube. There's no reason to make it complicated. There may be a slight speed difference, but I think it's nominal. Victor says, okay, thanks, Chris. Thank you, Victor. Steven says, what are the best types of links besides niche edits and guest posts? I mean, for power links, PBNs are the other one. And then there's really expensive stuff like editorial links and things like that, but you can't really get those very much. Should still signals be sent to each page on a website each month? No, only when you're doing link building or heavy content changes or website changes or things like that, you know? But no, don't just do them just to do them. They have to be used to justify other things. Dan says, can you move from HTML to WordPress and save ranking? Sure, as long as the site structure, as far as what the URL names are, and they all point to the same place, and the HTML is the same. What I mean by that is that the content is the same, the H1 tags are the same, and things like that. But I don't think that would be a problem at all. There may be a temporary dip, but as long as you keep those things in place, Google will see it as the same site. And you might have more of an advantage on WordPress because there's more things that you can do, at least more things you can do easily. So, oh, excuse me. Try not to yawn on camera. That's incredibly rude. YouTube is really taking over lately, which is interesting to me. It's partly because I think in the email I put a thumbnail and I put a link to the YouTube channel as opposed to the Facebook post. And I think that's helping some. The reason I do that is because YouTube is much more based on click-through. Victor says, are Web 2.0 still important? I mean, they're still useful. You can make branded ones or keyword ones, but they're not like, it's not like before where you could do hundreds of them and, just rank based on those. Although in the recent update, we are finding that no follow links are more powerful. So you need to be cautious with them. So yeah. So are they important? I mean, you can rank without them, of course, but they do have their uses. So. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the top SEO myths and see what people said. I wish there were a way I could bring up. I'm always leery to bring up Facebook live on a thing, but we'll see how it goes. Guys, see that okay? What's the biggest myth in SEO in your opinion? So here are a few. I said links don't help / can hurt your ranking until they are indexed. I stand by that. I think that people are far too fascinated with indexing. I also don't think that just adding good content is enough to get you ranked. Ma's spam score matters. I get asked that on links that I sell sometimes, even though I specifically say that we don't look at that. I think it's completely nonsense metric. Josh said, hi, DA, PA. I think what Josh was saying was that DA and PA matter. Prakash said that he doesn't think he thinks backlinks are a myth. Mike said content is king. DA, anything to do with EDU or gov links. Word count matters. Anything that suggests links are not the #1 ranking factor. Social signals, bounce rate is a ranking factor. Dwell time. So basically, Mike is saying that links are the only thing that matters. Aman says he thinks SEO is more about common sense. People focusing too much time on researching keywords and doing selection from them is probably a myth. I would love to know what you think about this. I think I forgot to tell him on what I thought. Nick said that no follow doesn't give you anything. That's a good one. Rob said Bruce Clay, Neil Patel, and Rand Fishkin. He says that it's easy. Another vote for Neil Patel, another vote for Neil Patel. I found that very interesting. I was wondering if they were saying that Neil Patel was like the man, the myth, the legend, or if that he was just making crap up. And it seems like it was more the second thing. So Milaz says SEO metrics about backlinks. Daron said estimated traffic via keyword. That's a good one. I think that people pay way too much attention to that. AJ said meta description. Marco said that backlinks need relevancy or they will hurt your rankings. Yeah, that one's a good one too. Brian said that it's rocket science. Matt said you need backlinks to rank. Well, Matt's wrong. That's definitely true. Tom said keywords. I guess I can kind of see where Tom's coming from. Then you can produce great content in any niche. Yeah, that's a good one too. Like if you have a plumber client or something, there's only so much content you can do. Great content is all you need. Yeah, I can't stand that one. SEO is the biggest myth in itself. There is nothing like search engine optimization. Remember, you can't manipulate Google to rank your website. That's an interesting take. SEO takes time. Writing content daily. And then this guy said that he actually kind of figured out one of the things I was doing here was to show that everybody has a much different opinion on stuff like this. And then Mark said backlinks don't matter as much anymore, and you can just on page and interlink yourself to page 1 for the most competitive keywords. And no, I'm not saying backlinks is everything without doing nothing else, but it's truly a myth to say they don't matter as much anymore. And you can just manipulate on page SEO. Yeah, it's still manipulation, and interlink yourself. Yeah, I agree with that. So those are what people thought were the top myths. I'd be interested to hear what everybody on right now thinks is or is not a myth, or who was right and who was wrong here. So yeah, I'm also going to turn that into a blog post because content repurposing is cool. Expert Web Design says, I'm going to offer logo design to my existing clients as I get asked all the time. I don't do logo design, but I think I could use someone on Legiit. Do you recommend anyone with excellent communication skills? Sure. Plus, it gives me a chance to bring Legiit up on the screen. And for the record, anybody I recommend here is not going to be the only ones. It's just people that I've had my own experience with. So let's go up to graphic and logo design. This is Inspire Loop. He does a good job. His name is Tetset. This is Art King. His name is MD. He does a good job. I've never used this one. I've never used Ahmed for logos. Kamar, he does a great job. He's usually on. Who else? I can't find his profile right now because he changed it. Oh, here he is. This guy, Dr. Webb, actually did the Superstar SEO logo, whereas Kamar did the Legiit logo. So they're both quite good. They both have good communication. Really, anybody on the first page here. And then just try some of these other folks that have good designs. Just because I haven't tried them, I can't really recommend them. But there's a lot of talent here that's not getting as much as they could. So but those are kind of the ones I've used. Kumar does Fat Quick Work, as does, he changed his name, so I keep forgetting it, but Dr. Webb and some others. So, but again, that's by no means exhaustive. The only thing two SEO gurus agree on is that the third is doing it wrong. That's a good point. Design It does my design work, does great. Yeah, I forgot about him because I didn't see him there. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, this guy, this is Simo, who is on right now, or at least he was a little while ago. He does a great job as well. Thumbnails are looking way sexier than before, too. So that's another great one. All right, guys, we've been here for about 27 minutes. I don't have my contacts in, so I have to lean in to see the screen. So, what else? Great, looking to build a long-term relationship with a logo designer over Legiit. I'll check the ones you mentioned. Thanks. And again, don't just check the ones I mentioned. Those are just ones I have personal experience with. I'm sure there's plenty of other talented folks that I haven't used. I just don't really have a huge need for logos all that often. So I'm probably not as great a person to ask as some other folks might be. So anything else you guys would like to get into today, or should we just call it a weekend? Like I say, we won't be doing live streams tomorrow or Sunday or Monday because in the US it's a holiday and it's just pointless to do these because nobody will show up. And then starting in June, we're probably going to go down to about 3 days a week as opposed to every day because I don't want people to get burned out, and it's time to start getting back to normal a little bit, I think. So I love doing these and I will keep doing them. I think we're just going to reduce the frequency just a little bit, but we'll see. So, and if you guys ever have like a topic you'd like to cover as opposed to me just rambling for an hour, we can always do that too. You always submit those or send them or whatever, Expert Web Design says, enjoy your weekend. See you Tuesday. It's a holiday here also. Oh, great. Steven says, is it better to link directly to homepage or individual articles? Both. You want to link to the homepage as your brand. So Steve, why do I keep calling you Steve? StevensWebsite.com. You want to link to that with branded stuff. So Steven's website, Steven Company, things like that. And then you want to link to the individual articles or inner pages with keyword anchors to help them rank for those keywords. Alrighty, guys. I think we're going to wrap up pretty soon today because, truth be told, I'm not as focused as I like to be. And I think I'm ready to start my weekend as well. So we'll give it another few minutes and see if anybody else has anything. And then we'll call it good. Awesome. Thanks. Steve is cool. Okay, cool. I know some people are real particular about that sort of thing, so I like to be respectful of it. Is there a public roadmap features upvote for the Legiit platform? I have a background in UX and UI, and I have some feedback. Sure. And if you look, let's bring up Legiit because as many chances as I can. But if you look in the footer, there is a link to suggest a feature. And of course, it's going to be broken right now. Oh, there we go. I need to update the logo here. And you can just either upvote ones that are already there or whatever, or you can add your own. And you can always just suggest stuff here too. But we're happy to hear from you. I've mentioned this in the group recently. Our priorities as far as what we do development-wise are always, number one, our privacy and security and things like that. And which goes into 1A, which is keeping the site running, obviously. The next is anything that helps our customers find the things they need more. And then things to help our freelancers make sales. And then after that, it's the stuff that people suggest. So I mean it when I say it's a community-based platform. So we'd love to hear your ideas. Beer and cheese curds kind of weekend. That sounds pretty good. I'm not going to lie. PJ says, awesome. Thank you, PJ. We look forward to hearing your input. Craig says, have a good weekend. Enjoy your haircut and gym. Oh, dude, I'm so looking forward to getting that haircut. Remember, my team was actually teasing me today. She was like, I saw one of your live streams recently, and yeah, I think it's time for a haircut. So, yeah, I can't wait for that. Why is there a new Wikipedia page for a Legiit company? I haven't really built one. I don't even really know how, to be honest. And I've always heard that it's really hard to do for a business. But if anybody has any experience on that, I'd be happy to listen and see what we can get going for it. But yeah, I don't really know how to do it. And I've always been told that for private businesses, it's kind of hard to do, especially because you have to do it in a non-promotional way. So if anybody has any experience with that, hit me up. All right, guys. Anything else? Go another minute or two, and I think I'm going to wrap it up for the weekend. As always, it's a huge pleasure to get to hang out with you guys every day. You have no idea how much it means to me to be able to interact with just directly with everyone from so many places so often. That may sound cheesy to you, and if it does, I'm sorry, but it's the truth. So it really means a lot to me, and I think about it a lot. So we'll go one more minute, and then we're going to wrap it up for the day. So if you have any last-minute questions, comments, thoughts, concerns, complaints. Actually, I don't care if you have complaints. No, I'm kidding. Of course. Complaints, anything you'd like to talk about, this is your chance. Otherwise, we will return on Tuesday. Ross says, hey, Chris, how's it going? Going well. Going well. Looking forward to the nice holiday weekend. Hope you're doing well. Haven't seen you in a few live streams. It's funny when we get trolls on, not that anyone here is, by the way, but they think that these show up automatically and they try to like say stupid stuff and get on camera, but it doesn't work. And then I just ban them and move on. So, all right, guys, we got about 35 seconds left. Anything else? Don't want to leave anybody hanging. Any thoughts on a Legiit retreat conference at some point? Yeah, maybe. I mean, who knows when we're going to be allowed to do stuff like that again. But yeah, there's been a lot of people ask for like a live event of some sort. So we'll do that at some point. Again, assuming that we're ever allowed to congregate in groups like that again, you know. But yeah, at some point that's going to have to I say that like it's a burden. At some point that's definitely going to be something we think about doing. So definitely looking forward to that. Steven says, thanks for the live stream as always. Thanks for showing up, Steven. Always a pleasure. All right, guys, we're going to call it a weekend. I appreciate you showing up. I realize this is shorter than usual, but I'm going to go ahead and get some more things done. And so I hope you have a great weekend. We'll be back on Tuesday when we'll get back into it. And then we'll try to do one every day for the rest of the month. And then I think in June, we're going to go to 3 days a week instead. So if you have any questions in the meantime, drop them in the Superstar SEO group. Check out Legiit if you're not on Legiit, whether you're a customer or a freelancer. If you need to learn some SEO, check out learnhowtorank.com. And more than anything, figure out what you want out of life and go out and get it, because you owe it to yourself and you owe it to the world. See you next week.